You are tuning in to the You Are Loved podcast, where we hope to bring love and kindness to the world.
Welcome to another You Are Loved podcast, where we have the amazing Taniqua Simmons here with us today, who is dedicated program manager for the Family Strengthening Program at Community-Based Connections, where she served for nearly 5 years. With a career in case management that began in 2016, Taniqua has built a strong foundation in supporting families and strengthening communities. She was promoted to a program manager in November of last year, 2025, a testament to her leadership and commitment to service. A proud graduate of Florida A&M University, Taniqua earned her bachelor's degree in social work in 2016, along with a master's degree in education with a focus on school counseling, May of 2020. As a mother of one, she brings both professional expertise and personal passion to her work. Taniqua is deeply committed to making a difference, empowering families, and creating lasting, positive change in the lives of others. That is amazing.
Thank you.
I was like, wow, Taniqua has a lot of education. After when you sent me your bio, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, that was amazing. So it's exciting. So how do you think that your life has changed since you've been working at Community-Based Connections and having the opportunity to be exposed to and helping change the lives of having a positive impact in other people's lives?
I believe my life have changed since I've been at this agency. I've been put on the forefront. I used to be in the back, like in the background doing stuff. And I finally got recognized last year. I wasn't looking to be recognized, but I did. And now I can show my leadership skills. Like, I'm the oldest child, so I always had it in me. But, I just always did what was handed to me, whether I was in the background, whether I was a case manager, whether I was an intern. I just did what I had to do. But now I'm out there just showing all my skills as a oldest child, as a hard worker.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have a very calming, nice, like, sweet spirit about you, but then also, like, don't play. You know what I mean? Like, you just know not to play, but you just are like really nice.
Yeah, I'm learning to balance that, because as a supervisor, people they saw me before I was a supervisor.
Right.
So, I was always just that quiet person. But now it's like, as a supervisor, you can't be quiet. You have to run stuff, you have to correct stuff. And it's kind of uncomfortable, but it has to be done. So I'm not that quiet person anymore.
And but I feel like even through corrective situations, you probably do a great job at instilling healthy boundaries with individuals, and then in a way that people really highly respect you and don't want to disappoint you,
Yeah.
So
crazy part is, I really learned about boundaries like during the pandemic. Not really learned about it, but you know how to put it to use, put it to test. So it's much needed now, especially, in my role and things of that nature. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So what initially drew you to this kind of work?
As a child, my mom was a single parent of 3 children. Later 4, but me and my siblings, that we came right back to back. She was a single mom, so she always got like help from the school, from different social workers, different agencies. And I just like how, they jumped in and helped us no matter what it was. So when I went to college, my freshman year, like the first couple months, I actually didn't even have a major. It was undecided. So I'm like, man, I don't know what I want to do. And then people kept saying, well, go on the website and, they can help you figure it out. And I just thought about my life, and I'm just like, I want to help people. I don't want to be a nurse. I don't want to be a teacher, but I want to help people like me. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
come from a silver spoon or anything like that. So yeah.
No, that's amazing. And so now you get to live out your calling.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And so what the term family strengthening, and that can mean different things to different people, but from your experience, what does it truly look like from when a family begins to transform?
Family strengthening to me looks like getting assistance from a trusted person, um, no matter who you are, and just taking on that family and helping them with whatever they need, whether it's therapy or financial needs or a job.
Mm-hmm.
Just leading them and guiding them on the road to success.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it means to me.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. And it's kind of crazy right now because with the way that the economy is going right now, and with stuff that is happening, there's going to end up being like, it's just the needs, unfortunately, are going to grow. Like there's a young lady I was speaking with yesterday who was like at one point making six figures. She had two projects with a major healthcare company, and they laid
Hmm.
off one project, and the other project they're like, you can either get laid off or we can cut your pay in half. So she accepted the cut pay in half. She, in 3 months, she's been looking for a job, applied for over 100 positions, and still hasn't been able to find anything. And I was like, so I was just trying to encourage her yesterday, and I told her, I was like, you can try to reach out to community-based connections, see what they can do. I know they work with families, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure, and maybe they, and then I was like, but so many people are outreaching for money. I was like, listen, why don't you call back your pastors and reach out
Mhm.
to other people for connections to jobs, because everybody's looking for money, right? But you look for connections to a job. That's what you can,
Yes.
you know? And but yeah, so, and I was like, see if you can find 10 people that can give you $100 to help pay
No,
your
that's
month.
good. That's good advice. I remember
Yeah.
when I was doing my sorority in college, and it's a fee. And I just asked a bunch of people for a bunch of money. And then if people see you working and trying hard, they'll give it to you.
Yeah.
But I do hope that young lady finds something, a job.
Yeah.
I went to a career fair yesterday, set up
Mm.
shop, promoting the agency, promoting my program within the agency, and a lot of the people were discouraged. I saw a lot of young men saying they just finished getting their CDLs, they can't find a job. You know how it is when
Even
you,
for CDL, because they
yeah, when you
always
go
say
and
we're
get,
hiring.
yeah, when you go and get the credentials, now it's like, okay, I'm in the real world, nobody won't hire me. So I just felt so bad, and I was just there, just promoting case management. I
Yeah.
mean, everyone can always go to the website. We may be hiring for something, but I don't know because I'm not over that department. But I just felt so bad because the time that we're in the world, you can't afford to not be working. You got to
Mm-mm.
pay for everything. Gas
Yeah.
is about $6 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's tough out here. So I
When
do
I
hope.
came back here last year, I got a job at a gym, making minimum wage. Okay. That my friend, got that through a connection. So a friend of mine helped me get the job there. And then he was my boss. And then today was my last day because I quit.
Oh,
And yeah, the gym, I just didn't want to be there anymore, but I'm still going to go back and work out.
yeah.
So, and then I got another job through a friend of mine who I was like, oh, like I like cigars, and let me see if I can work at this place that is a cigar lounge, and it's like beer and wine, but it was just a cigar lounge. But I must have called them like 3 or 4 or 5 times trying to get them
Hmm.
on the phone, say, hey, listen, I heard you guys might be hiring. Hey, can I come in for an interview? And then I knew someone that used to work there. So he called and then, gave some positive feedback about me as well. And so it was just really just me calling and being persistent. Like back in the day, I wanted to work as a service advisor at Porsche, right? Because I love Porsche cars. And so I just called around to a bunch of a bunch of dealerships and stuff like that to see if they were hiring as a service advisor. Like, I really loved cars. I was just stuff that I was interested in. And just from making phone calls, just asking, I would call up and I'd be like, hey, can I speak with the manager? They don't know why you're calling, right? And I just speak to the manager, and then called, and I ended up getting a job working in customer service in sales or something like that. I didn't want to do that, so I didn't accept it because it was weekends and it was nights. I was like, no, I'm not doing all that. So, but my point is that I was being creative in ways, and that stuff still works. It's like, hey, who do you know? What person do they know? Are they looking for work? This is what your qualifications are, and go after it, right? Even if you have to go out and get a minimum hour job. But she does drive. She can drive for Uber and Lyft. She's got accounts for that. She needs to get her butt out there and work 7-8 hours a day until she can get something else and gets an interview. That's bottom line. So to be able to do something like that as well. So those are also other forms. So if someone has a good license, they have insurance, they can go out there and make money doing something for gig work or something like that. It's more work, but you can do it and make some extra cash. I've always used that to fill in gaps.
Yeah.
So,
or if they have like a good background, they can always substitute if they want to work with kids.
Oh yeah.
They are
so
always
true.
looking for workers every day.
Yeah, but it's about to be summer, so
yeah, it's about to be summer, and that's a lot around the time when teachers call out too.
Oh really?
So
for like summer school and stuff.
So yeah,
for summer school, I guess, right? For summer school.
Wait, what you say?
For summer school, the teachers call out for summer, like during if they're teaching.
It's like after testing, the teachers start calling out.
They're
overwhelmed. They don't care anymore.
They're done.
So, yeah.
That's why after school programs and stuff that you guys do help fill in those gaps, right?
Yeah.
So, so let me ask you this. Going through what you went through as a child with your mom and then doing what you do now, working directly with families in vulnerable situations, how important do you think it is having like the right support systems? And how does the programs there at Community-Based Connections help rebuild when those things are missing?
That was a lot.
Sorry. How important is it having the right support system? Let's start with that.
It's very important because, for example, right now, the economy, a lot of families are homeless. And the shelters are full. 211 can only do so much. And that's the most important time to rely on family and friends, if you have them. A lot of times family, like a mother, they might be like, oh, I don't have family down here in Florida. And I always suggest, well, you got to go where you have family at, because if you don't have a support system, how are you going to, get the assistance that you need, or, lean on somebody for help,
Yeah.
And then your second question, you had.
So it was basically how does the program help rebuild when it's missing?
So the program, my program, Family Strengthening, is a parenting program. We also do case management within the parenting program. So every week the case manager meets with the family, seeing what needs to be done. And if our program can't do it, we connect them to different programs and agencies that can. So my program, we no longer pay rent. So then we'll connect them with the Gulf Coast Jewish Family Services. They assist with rent, or Every Mother's Advocate, they assist mothers with rent, or Family Success, they might help with a light bill. We pay a one-time financial assistance. So we do light bill, grocery, and depending on what else they need. Sometimes they need clothing, a car seat. They come up with stuff and we just get it approved, but it's a one-time thing. So that's why we have to connect them to different agencies that will do things differently. And then we also have like a connection with Sweet Dream Makers. They assist with beds. So if our family need beds, like a
Oh, I love
mattress,
that. I've never even heard of
bed
them.
frame.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, so that's a one-time thing too. And they try to get the bed for longevity. So like if it's a toddler, they probably suggest a twin bed, put
Yeah.
some barriers up, so they can grow
Yeah.
into it. So we just connect them. We don't leave them hanging. Um, and we keep our clients for 3 to 6 months. So, they get the works done within those months. And our clients like to stay. The longer you stay, the more benefits you get.
Yeah.
So I
But
believe
what
it's a
are,
good program.
and then you guys also do um life skills or self-development, internal
Mhm.
self-development building, right? To help give them the need, like mental, emotional help as well, to help uplift them to be able to do better things for themselves, right?
Yes. So within our family strengthening program, we have two support groups. We have a teenage support group. So those are for our teenagers, teenagers ages 13 to 17.
Mm-hmm.
We meet on Zoom every Thursday, and every time the teenagers get on, they get a $10 gift card. But it's just teaching them life skills and making better choices.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a woman support group. We get on Zoom, and sometimes we have in-person sessions once a month. Like this
Mm.
week, Tuesday, we connected with the health department, and um, it was a representative from the health department to talk about drowning prevention and signing their children up for swimming lessons. It's about
Mm.
summer. People are going to be going to the beach and the pool, and adults want to have fun, and
Mm-hmm.
can't forget about the kids. So it's important that they know that they can earn the 2 week swimming lesson voucher, and they can do it more than one time.
Mm.
My child do it every summer. So it's from 6 months to 8 years old, I believe. And now they have it where they have another voucher where adults who don't know how to swim can get it too. So we do stuff like
Where's
that
this at?
for families. It's the health department. If you go on Water Swim
Oh,
Broward,
wow.
it's the
Well, Claire's
website.
gonna be, yeah, Claire's gonna
Yeah.
be 9 in a few days, so she won't qualify.
They check it out. They have a second voucher, so she may qualify for that second voucher. They just added it.
Okay.
They have a
All right,
second
yeah.
voucher.
I'll look, because that would be great, because we have a pool here at the condo. But yeah, it's in a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. It's me, my mom when I'm here in town, my
Hmm.
my uncle, but I wouldn't be able to do everything that I can do if it wasn't for the support of my family.
Yeah.
And, sometimes when I'm out, they're like, "Oh, if I'm going on a date, oh, you live with your mom?" Like, like, dude, do you know how much rent is out there? Plus, we own the condo.
Man,
What are you
right?
talking about?
Yeah.
Like, why would I do that? Why am I stupid enough to go out and like pay extra just so I can say I have
I
my
got my
own?
own. Yeah.
But I have that in Atlanta, which I'm happy to go stay at.
Yeah.
So,
Atlanta is nice. I like Atlanta. I don't
yeah,
know if I
you'll
should
have to come
live
up and
there,
visit
but
sometime, Taniqua.
nice. Yeah, my dad, and my stepmom they live in Fairburn. We say Atlanta,
Okay.
but it's the
Yeah.
outskirts. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
I
have
like
to,
Atlanta.
it's great up
Yes.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like as a mother yourself, like how has your personal life shaped the way you connect with the families you serve?
Um, it has really shaped it. So when I first started the family strengthening program, I didn't have a child yet. So I felt kind of silly teaching parents parenting, and I couldn't relate. And then within the next month I had my child, and everything made sense. So when I
Mm.
was a case manager and I was teaching parenting, as I was teaching my families, I was also teaching myself. So that's what I like about this program, is helping me to be, a better mom, teach showing me what discipline skills are best for what age and things of that nature.
No, that's awesome. And it also helps, yeah, because a lot of times we learn when we teach, right?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, it's like kind
And
of
then
with
so
certain
at
things.
first, when you teach parents when you introduce them to parenting, they like, I don't want to do no parenting. I got 4 kids. Blah, blah, blah. But when I give them examples, and then they'll be like, oh, my kid do that too. So, they able to, it's realistic examples.
Yeah.
And they'll, come in like, okay, I like parenting. I guess we both can use it or whatever. So, yeah.
So so they have when they're like, oh, I have 4 kids or I have 2 kids. I know about parenting, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we all as adults, we recognize things within ourselves that remind us of our parents and either good or bad habits, whatever it is. But so a lot of families are dealing with generational challenges, right? So how
Mm-hmm.
does your work help break those cycles? And what does it take for someone to shift patterns that have existed for years? So the first question is, how does your work help break those cycles?
How does my work help break those cycles? That's a good question. So I know in the Black community, we like to spank our kids. And that's not the best, especially when they're very young, like 1 and 2. Like, they're
Mhm.
gonna cry. They don't understand, like, okay, I'm getting hit, but they don't, you gotta teach them how to change the behavior. So
Mhm.
when I come to my families with that, they kind of don't want to hear it. And then when you break it down, they be like, okay, I'm gonna try that. And then they'll try it, and then you go back and they're like, okay, it's working, Miss T, it's working. So what I like to do with my families, well, when
Mm.
I was a case manager, I used to like time out. I know it sounds silly, time out. It really started out in the schools, but timeout method is good for younger kids. And
I
many
hated
parents,
timeout.
right? Many parents don't know that it's within timeout. If the child is 3 years old, they should only be in timeout for 3 minutes. Because if it's
Mm.
anything less or more, it's not going to be effective. If it's more, they're going to be bored. They're going to get out of timeout. If it's
Yeah.
less, they're not going to take it serious. So, just things like that. It help open their mind up to different ways of discipline instead of, well, I'm about to get the belt and spank you,
Yeah.
and now you got a DCF case
Plus
because
plus at like 2 or 3 years old, like 3 minutes feels like an eternity.
right.
Feels like forever?
Yeah, and
So,
it just
yeah.
depends on the parent and how they want to discipline a child. Everybody don't have to do timeout, but it's a idea, you know.
Man, I used to get my butt spanked all the time in nursery school.
Oh, in nursery school.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 or 5. I'd be misbehaving at, like,
Yeah.
daycare, during the day
Mhm.
while my parents are at work and stuff like that. Me and
Yeah.
a friend who we're still friends today, we've been friends since we were, like, 2, and, we used to get oh my gosh, and
Yeah.
then, but, like, yeah, I used to get like, it's not just in the Black community, my mom and my dad used to whip my behind when I was
Yeah.
sometimes deserved, sometimes not at all, and then but I'd also get, like, timeout as well, so it was kind of a mixture of both, but
Yeah. And like punishment like that is it's not bad, but you only supposed to spank your kids enough to like 1 or 2 times, 3 times the most.
yeah, not
Not like
like
they getting whelps, they got scratches, they got a
yeah,
black eye. It's not to abuse
no,
them. It's
no.
just to get point across.
Yeah, one good pop sometimes is good enough?
Yeah, like all
That's it.
right, it hurt. You can
Yeah.
stop.
It's yeah, and
So
it's a shocker, especially if they
yeah.
don't expect it, and,
Hmm.
like, on the butt or something like that,
Yeah.
and then that's it, and then they're like, their feelings are hurt, and they're like, "I don't want that to happen again."
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
used to work for DCF, and
oh, you did?
yeah, I was an
Yeah.
investigator during the pandemic. I was
Wow.
yeah. And parents are allowed to spank their child, but you can't leave bruises or marks. You
No.
can't punch them in the face.
No.
You can do open hand on the butt. Not
Yeah.
no fist or nothing crazy. But yeah, you can
Yeah.
spank your child, but you know, to an extent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and I think a lot of times, I think what you do also, because I think like when my mom, because she was kind of abusive with me when I was a kid, my dad used to go to
Hmm.
the bathroom and be like, stop spanking her.
Hmm.
And so I think a lot of that had to do with like her own inner anger and frustration about herself and her life,
Yeah.
my dad and her mom, and whatever other traumas she was dealing with. And because I was a feisty little kid, I got the brunt of it, like,
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So, and then my dad would be there to like, stop. And I remember the last time my mom ever hit me, I think I was 15 or something like that. And I had just gotten hit in the head with a football and came in the house and I was dazed, you know, and,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "What have you been doing? Smoking peyote?" And I was like, "No." And then she just smacked me across my face. And I just looked at her and I just said, I got hit in the head with a football. And then I just
Oh,
talked to her and she felt so bad after that. I just would not speak to her.
yeah.
And she just felt awful. But because she just was like, probably as a mom, so afraid that something was going to happen to me or I was making the wrong decisions or whatever, she overreacted. And but I think it's just not knowing how to handle. So I think it's great what you do. And so like with that and like teaching the parents like better techniques and tools to be able to
Mhm.
manage their children and their own personal frustrations or anger or whatever with all the challenges that they're going through. What do you think it takes for someone to shift patterns that have existed for years?
Um, I think it takes practice. They have to do it more than one time and just be open minded.
Yeah.
Um, I know a lot of mothers, we kind of stubborn. We don't want nobody to tell us about our child, tell us, how to deal with them or whatever. And then, like you said, your mom might have taken her anger out on you. A lot of times, as mothers, we carrying heavy loads, personal
Mhm.
work, kids, bills. And so we got to be able to kind of like lay that down and be open minded um, to learn different things. I mean, we in 2026, things are
Yeah.
different. It's just different now.
It is it's definitely different now. So but I think it's great with what you do. And if there's anything you'd like anybody to know about what you guys do there and some ways that you guys help impact communities, and because you
Hmm.
do a lot of stuff. I know we're talking about moms and children right now, but they also do a lot of stuff for fathers. Do you want to share
Oh
some
yeah,
examples and maybe
we
some
have
good
a
things that yeah.
mhm. We have a awesome dad, awesome man program, Adam program.
Oh, I love
Um,
that.
yeah, awesome dad, awesome man, and they assist fathers within Broward County. Um, I really love the program because there's not many fatherhood programs in the
Mhm.
world.
Yeah. I feel
But
like
they
dads get neglected a lot, you know?
they do, they
Yeah,
just
and they need a lot of support.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's mainly like mentorship. They meet every week. Every time they meet, they feed their fellas. They eat.
They love to eat.
They yes, they go out on different outings, like different like fishing trips, top golf. They'll also assist them with like a one-time assistance. And
Mhm.
then, if they can't do it, they connect them to different resources. They have a graduation for them at the end, because they're helping different men, whether they was recently incarcerated, they might be trying to get custody of their kids, having
Mm.
issues with child support. So everybody have their own story, and so they're just helping them individually, but they do meet as a group every week, and then they are assigned case managers that meet with them, as well, but about their individual problems.
Mhm.
So that's a very nice program here at the agency, Community Based Connections.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's amazing. I have a friend now, who was the one that got me the job over at the gym, and then he left because he was here, and then with his his daughter's 2 now, I think, and with his daughter's mom, she basically is a flight attendant, travels all the time, but was keeping their daughter away from him, and he's a really good
Mhm.
guy and wants to be a full-time dad, and he's having to go through custody and do all this stuff instead of having his daughter at, like, a babysitter's all the time or at the mom's house who's raising their kid. He wants his child,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy that he's not being awarded the opportunity and he's having to go through spend all this money in court and all this stuff to be able to get custody to his daughter, and he wants to be
Mhm.
that person as a hands-on dad, And he's
Yeah.
tried everything. He tried everything to work with her. Just tried to do everything, even to being a supportive boyfriend, and was about to ask her to marry him and all that stuff, and she just threw it all away.
Oh man.
So, and it's that negative thinking, the negative thought process, the past traumas that we're dealing with that come into the effect of future relationships and all that stuff. So a lot of it is
Mhm.
building up our self images and our identities and understanding and knowing our worth.
Yeah.
So I think that's fantastic what you guys do there.
Thank you.
And I think you're amazing, Taniqua.
Thank
So
you, Jacqueline. Thank you for the opportunity. This is my first podcast, so
it is.
yes.
Oh, hey. So, and so, yeah. So is there any last thing, anything you'd like to share at all? Any kind of okay, here's a question. If someone is struggling, and from you being able to see people who were struggling in certain situations to now thriving, because you have stories like that, right? You guys have had
Mhm.
people that are okay. So what do you think is probably the three most consistent things that that person has done to help bring them from struggling in a position to now being able to start thriving and growing?
I believe the three things consist of. When you asked me that, I was thinking about one of my old clients. She was amazing, but
Mhm.
just changing the mindset, wanting better, and I would say changing the mindset, wanting better, and what can be the last one?
So basically, them being open to change, like letting go of their
Mhm.
ego, their insecurities, stuff like that, right?
Yes, that's most important because a lot of times nowadays it's like people are embarrassed to get help, especially like from outside agencies. They want to keep it within the family,
Yeah.
um, and that's kind of tough for us too, because we have to keep the numbers. But our families, they have those moments, and then we reach back out to them like, hey, what's going on? We're here for you. They just go back to in their shell because that's what people are used to doing, just handling their problems by themselves, being in their head.
Mhm.
So the three things I would say is like being open minded, consistency, and just wanting better for themselves and their children.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and then yeah, being open-minded, yeah, and then being willing to accept the help that's being provided
Yeah.
and open to change probably. People that were open to change, then open to the help, they were going to receive that help because now you know how to help them,
Yes.
right? So,
Exactly.
and there's so much that you guys do, but if someone has a closed fist and their fist isn't open, if they're like this, how
Yeah.
can you give them what they need? You know what I mean? Someone needs to be able to open their hand and be open to the greatness that is going to be provided to them, you know,
Yeah.
help uplift them and grow. So, do you guys ever do any book recommendations, like Rich Dad Poor Dad, or any other kind of self-development types of books, audible books or anything like that? And because there'll be some people that not everybody's going to do it, but there'll be some people that may pick it up and listen
No,
to
we
it.
don't, but that's a good idea when you were
Yeah.
saying it. You got to tell me about some of those books. I want to read them and hear them.
Okay.
But no, that's not something that we do.
Okay. Are you on Audible?
No, I'm not. But
Oh,
I want to get into that type of
yeah.
stuff.
Just if I just do Audible, I have credits and stuff like that. So, but I'll send you some links of some of the books that I have on my Audible page. So, and then if you have people, because that was one of the biggest things I learned, was in order to be able to change my mindset, I had to change my thought, change my life. I had to change my mindset. I had to change my
Yeah,
thought. I had to build up my self image. So through therapy and books and all that stuff, I've been able to do that. Because if not,
that's amazing.
I'd
Yeah.
be homeless in a basket case. But God willing. So, okay, Taniqua. So, the website is communitybasedconnections.org, or is it CBC Communities? I forget.
Let me look it up for you because I don't want to be wrong. So it's communitybasedconnections.com.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Taniqua, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. This will go out on Monday. Okay. I'll share the link and stuff. I'll have my guy send you the link and everything.
Okay.
Over to you. So, okie dokie. I think you're amazing. I look forward to working with you again. And can you just so let me just ask you one last question before you go. So when we worked with you with some of the programs and stuff that we had with the women and then with the kids, what was your feedback and thought around, us being able to try to help youth? Guys.
You Are Love. I love the journals and the books that you made. I appreciate you for tagging along with us. When we had our groups, it's nice for the woman and the teenagers to be able to hear other people besides myself. You know, they get tired of hearing from me. So that was amazing when you came and tagged along with us for a month or two. That was really good. I love the curriculum for both because it was different for them. It was something that I never did. And it was something, new and refreshing where they can open up and complete the journal or the book every day or every week. And I don't believe it was like school or homework. It was kind of like something to help them, renew their mindset and change their ways. So I love the curriculum that you guys put together. And so we appreciate those things.
Yeah, we love working with you. And you guys were
so we got to do it again.
Yeah,
as we get our new wave of people coming in and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we're going to be updating the journal as well. So, so we'll have a new version with that.
Oh, that's good. So
yeah, so we're going to update that. So, okay, all right, Taniqua. Love you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, of course. But I'll send this over to you and then we'll create clips and I'll get those over to you as well. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Social media. All right, honey. All right. Have an amazing day.
You too.
All right. Bye. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to another You Are Loved podcast. If you want to check out the books that we were discussing, go to youareloved.store and you'll be able to get all your books there. Be amazing.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of You Are Loved. If you have any topic ideas or would like to be a guest on the show, please hit us up on Instagram at youareloved.store.